up, y'all. I feel like I haven't done this in years, I want to say, even though it's only been a couple of months, but first I want to say 24 is here, as we already know, so y'all know what that means. It's back at it again. We had some time off from 23, much needed break, I'll say. But I got to give credit and props to BAP for holding down the league on 23. You know what I mean? He did a wonderful job. And if it wasn't for him, honestly, the league would have been stopped before it even got to like the 7th season or whatever. So he did a great job, So I can't give him enough credit on that. And I just think y'all should know that don't look at BAP as just somebody that's doing my dirty work. Look at BAP as somebody that's the same way you would look at me. You understand? It ain't no he got to check in with me. BAP have the same say as me. So I see people saying things like, oh, this ain't your league and stuff like that. Let me just correct y'all. This is BAP league. I always tell y'all, I've never operated like a one-man show. I know y'all heard me say that plenty of times. I never said this is my league and stuff like that, right? So this ain't no this is why not league. You understand? This ain't no BAP. You go out there and do the work, but you come to me when it's time for, say so. Nah, it don't work that way. There's a lot of things BAP can say, and he don't even need to tell me, because I trust his word for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, give that man some respect. Don't be acting like, what he say don't hold no value, because that's not the case at all. Y'all know, listen, I didn't even finish out the last Madden. I threw in the towel, I think last Madden we went, 8-7 seasons? And even the last season that I played, I didn't finish the season. You know what I mean? I played a couple of games and that was it. But I was already tapped out before then. There wasn't no fifth quarters. There wasn't nothing. I wasn't in the chat. There was nothing going on my end. But BAP was holding it down. So, my thing is this, right? Ain't nobody getting paid for this, right? So when you see all the work that somebody put in, if I can't pay him with currency, the least I can do is honor everything he wants. And honor everything he say and treat him as a business partner. You understand? Like, if I'm not paying him and he doing all this stuff, the least I can do is honor everything that he says and honor everything that he, want to do. So when you look at and say, yo, why does BAP always get this team and this and that? Yo, that's why. You understand? Like, that man put more work in damn near than me. Yeah, honestly, I want to say he did put more work in than me on Last Man. If I got to keep it all the way a dial with you, he put more work in with me as far as the commissioner. In the beginning, yeah, I was on it. But once I started getting caught up with my personal life, I didn't have time, to engage with this. But BAP held it down, so I just wanted to get that under the wraps first and foremost. Secondly, I got to give a shout out to a few people that's been showing love to me with what I got going on with my brand. I got to give a shout out to Claw. I got to give a shout out to Murph. And I got to get a shout out to Jeter. You know what I mean? Because these dudes been showing me love on the gram as far as what I'm putting together. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to do it. You know what I mean? But it's all love. You know what I mean? And I respect that and I appreciate that. So I just want to take time and acknowledge that. On some BS, another one that showed love on the gram. Can't forget about him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I post little stuff in the chat. I posted something today of what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, that's what I've been caught up with. So if I'm not around in the chat, it's not because I don't want to, it's because I don't have time to, As far as the other league, it's something that I'm going to address on that as far as the name. I don't want to get caught up in that right now Well, actually, you know what? Since I'm live, I might as well just go ahead and just get it all up, get it all out. The name of the other league will not be AGS anymore. I'm changing that, right? And reason being, to be perfectly honest, I don't have time to play to invest hours in the game, right? Because honestly, it's going to take away from all that I'm trying to accomplish. See, when you trying to get somewhere, you don't have time. You don't have time to take your foot off the accelerator. I'm not, and even when you're at the top, right? The plan is to stay there, but before you get to the top, you got to put the work in. So honestly speaking, I was thinking of what can I do to incorporate Madden with my brand, right? And here's what I came up with. Here's what I thought about. So instead of calling the other name AGS Any Given Sunday, I'm now calling the other league my brand. The name of my brand is called Legal Money. So the name of the other league will be called Legal Money. Reason being, I'm the GOAT that's going to be paid for is through my business card. The YouTube Premium that I'm going to be using through my business card, right? So all these things that I'm paying for, all of these things are tax write-offs at the end of the year for the business. So it makes sense to incorporate my brand with that. So at least I don't feel like, I'm not getting nothing out of it. So that's why I decided to do that. So the name of the other league will be called Legal Money, and like I said, I just wanted to incorporate that with what I got going on with the brand for tax write-off purposes. Super Bowl shirts and stuff done like that. All that is tax write-off. So I'm going that route. To make to so I can know that I'm just not wasting any time. It's gotta work. It's all gotta fit in. So that's the situation with that. Right, so I just wanted to cover that. That's why, if any of y'all noticed, the AGS chat was deleted, right? So now that we got that out the way, now we moving on to Wit, right? Now let me just tell you this. All of y'all that know about how I move in the league, I think every last one of y'all can share the same thing about me, is that I'm fair, right? I think everybody can fairly agree on that. So with that being said, every year, right? I don't want the same group of guys to always be in the mix for the same amount of teams, right? This thing got to get spread it around where everybody feel like they got a fair shake. Now, with that being said, I'm not just saying that just because you're in the league. I'm saying that it also depends on how you've been moving, right? If you broke any rules, if you did anything in any other leagues, right? Which I'm going to get to in a minute as far as that. But I don't want guys to be playing in my league and feeling like they're never going to have a chance to get certain caliber teams, So with that, I feel like it's only right that I spread it around. I don't want even new guys, right? You bring in somebody that's new, and I don't want him feeling like he's going to get a bottom team because he new. Nah, that's not the case, because everybody got to get a shot. See, I'm a fair dude. I'm down to give people shots, right, and prove themselves. So it's only right that, and in case y'all trying to figure out what I'm saying, I'm gonna give you an example right now. See, one thing about me is that I don't get caught up in popularity, right? I don't know about now, but I know at one point a lot of y'all wasn't crazy about Carnage, right? And I never get caught up in that type of stuff, right? Because I'm not a follower. So I don't care what a lot of guys may be saying about an individual or whatever, right? But I'm going to tell you this. Carnage is one of my best users in the league. Not because he know how to play, but just because the way he move, right? Carnage don't violate. Carnage don't break no rules. You know what I'm saying? Carnage plays games. Carnage communicate. Carnage acted from day one to the last day, right? That means a lot. And if you think back to when I went live on the last Madden, I said I no longer care about guys who's nice, right? You being nice don't mean that you're good for a league, right? You could be nice and be terrible for a league because the way you move. So Carnage is definitely one of my top guys in the league, the way he carry himself. So with that being said, if y'all remember, Carnage had the Titans last Madden. On Madden 23, Carnage had the Titans. Now let me just tell you, that wasn't his first, that wasn't his second, that wasn't his I don't even know if he gave me 4 teams, but if he gave me 3 teams, the Titan was his third. If he gave me 4 teams, the Titan was his fourth. You follow what I'm saying? Murph, another dude that one of my top guys in the league. A lot of y'all may not be crazy about Murph, but guess what? Murph is one of my best users in the league. Not because they know how to play, but because the way they carry themselves. See, the way you move in the league means a lot. It's more than just knowing how to play. It's how you move. So Murph is another guy. Murph had the Lions last Madden. That wasn't, and don't get me wrong, the Lions wasn't no bottom squad because they got talent. They got talent now, but honestly speaking, that wasn't Murph first or second choice, right? Now, with that being said, what I'm telling y'all is by them 2 examples that I just gave, these 2 guys individually that I just named will definitely be getting better teams than what they had last Madden. Why wouldn't they? You understand? If I'm telling you they're one of my best users, why wouldn't they get compensated for that? Right? So I'm trying to tell you that when I told you changes was coming, changes was coming. So I had to make sure that I don't make nobody feel like they getting left out, or make sure I don't make nobody feel like, I'm never going to get a chance. Now, before I even dive in further what I want to say, let me just throw this in the mix real quick. On the other league, my legal money league that I'm doing, no commissioners is getting no team before everybody. That's the first thing. Let me repeat that. On the other league, legal money, no commissioners is getting first dibs over anybody. Everybody is in the same boat, right? With that being said, everybody who gets a top tier team in this league will not be getting the top tier team in legal money league. Let me repeat that one more time. If you get a top tier team in this league, you will not be getting the top tier team in legal money. Now, for some of you guys that always like to play like y'all in special ed, let me just give you an example. If you get the Bills or Chargers in this league, do not expect to get Ravens or Eagles or like one of them type of teams in the other league. You follow me? That's not happening, at all, right? I'm not saying you got to get a bottom team in the other league, but depending who you are, you're definitely going to have to get a moderate team, a team that got some pieces but needs work. Now, I got to be honest about something though. Even the top tier teams on here has weaknesses, right? Prime example, the Eagles. Eagles is nice, but to be honest, Eagles secondary is kind of weak. They got Slay, but he's old. They got Ringo, but he needs to be built. He has all the numbers to be built with potential, but they safeties is trash. You know what I'm saying? They got a mean front 7. All right, cool. But the Eagles is not loaded top to bottom. They have weaknesses. The 49ers got a dope roster. Don't have a quarterback, right? Quarterback needs to be built, right? The Jets has a wonderful team. Offensive line, suspect. Linebackers, suspect. Right? I could go on and on. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there are a lot of teams to choose on this Madden. My personal opinion. There are a lot of teams to choose from. But no matter who you choose, there's a weakness in every team. But with that being said, we still know who the higher caliber teams are. So with that being said, you won't be getting them same type of teams in the other league. Now, I just wanted to throw that in the mix real quick. Now let me get back to it. Now, um, as far as how teams is being picked in this one, some of you guys think that because you carried yourself a certain way in WIT, but you didn't carry yourself the same way in AGS or ITT, it don't matter or it shouldn't matter. I'm here to tell you now, it absolutely matters, right? If you quit a playoff game in ITT or AGS, the common denominator with those leagues is myself, meaning those are still my leagues. So you think that whatever you do in any of my leagues shouldn't apply to shouldn't apply to all my leagues overall? Of course it does. You know what I'm saying? If you violate, let me just give you an example. If you got mad in AGS and you rage quit and you quit the league, and before you quit the league, you cut all your players, right? Let's say you did a sucker move like that, cut all your players. You think that you still could just be in WIT and that's it, and it's nothing because it's not WIT? Nah, man, I don't move like that. Now, if you played in somebody else's league and did that, then I don't care. But if you participated in any of my leagues and you did sucker stuff, that all counts on how we moving on here. You understand? If you was doing bogus stuff like tanking early out the gate the first season because you felt like you ain't have a quarterback, all that was sucker stuff. You understand? All that tanking and stuff, because here's what I know about a lot of guys in these leagues. A lot of guys is front runners, meaning a lot of niggas only got mouth when they only have a certain caliber team. Dudes get other teams and they got a whole lot of crying to do. Yo, this team ain't got that. That team ain't got that. Yo, this and that. But when they got a squad that they feel like is high caliber team, that's when it's a whole lot of mouth. It's a whole lot of chatty patty going on, and I think that's kind of weak, because don't be grandstanding. Like, that's whack. You only beat yourself in the chest when you feel like you only got a top team. But when you got a team that you got really put work in, you ain't got that same energy. You quit leagues. Some of y'all even left leagues that y'all was in. No, didn't give me no warnings, no heads up, no nothing. After y'all made trades and stuff and didn't even thug it out. You know what I'm saying? Just broke out because you felt like, it was too hot in the kitchen, so you had to get out. I'm saying I seen a lot of stuff go down that I didn't address, because in my mind I already knew when the next one come out, I wasn't going to forget. And this is why when I went live on the last one, I said changes are coming, right? So everything that I'm saying, this shouldn't even be no shocker, because pretty much everything I'm saying now I said before. It's just that a few of y'all probably didn't think I would remember, or a few of y'all probably thought that I was just saying that at the moment. But now that I'm actually still saying it, that I ain't BSing. And, the thing about WIT, right, and I think I put this in the chat earlier, by now, WIT should be moving with no wrinkles, right? Some of y'all, most of y'all, damn near all of y'all been in the league more than 1, 2, 3 years already. So what can there possibly be problems about at this point? Y'all know the rules, you know what we expect as far as communication. So what can be the issue, right? But I'm going to tell you what the issue is. There are still a lot of guys that don't communicate. There are still guys that play a couple of seasons and then disappear. There are guys that still, would play a couple of games, would go 0-3 and then tank for the rest of the year. So I'm just going to tell you right now, there are some of y'all that didn't make the cut for the 32 people that we have in WIT. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that you won't get in the Legal Money League, but you didn't make it in WIT. And I got to be honest, it wasn't just my call. You understand? It was conversation going on, and by now, I feel like anybody that's in this league Like you should know what the criteria is. Play a game, communicate, that's it. If you can't play, and you know you can't play, give your opponent the forced loss. Stop trying to squeeze out a fair sim, knowing that you should have took the loss. Like, just a lot of little stuff like that, you know. So look, man, if anybody that find themselves in a unpopular situation, you can't pretty much blame nobody but yourself. You know, because when you think of other guys, when you think of the Rellies, the Carnages, the Murphs, you know, them type of guys, you don't think of nothing except other than something that involves them playing, right? But unfortunately, you got guys that's known for making more noise in the chat than playing. And that's a problem, right? So this league, like, look, man, we ain't trying to turn this league into no military, no army, and nothing like that. This ain't about none of that. But the league should be ran as smooth as possible, right? A lot of y'all feel like WIT is one of the best leagues that y'all are aware of. And you know why? That's because it's what's coming from the top. Okay? It's because what's coming from the commissioners. That's why you feel like that. It's the blueprint that's been set. So with that being said, man, everybody has to move a certain way, you know, and it's really not that hard, right? Because when you think about guys like Big Game James, who's never really in the chat, but always manages to play his games. Oh, Big Game James, I had to give you props too on the love that you show on the gram. My bad for leaving you out, bro. You know, I got 100 things in my mind right now, so, and you're probably not the only one. I probably left somebody else out, but if I remember, I'll definitely bring them up too. With Big Game James, you definitely show love too, my boy. Just wanted to let you know that. But guys like Big Game James, who never really on the chat, but always seems to manage to play every single game. So what I'm saying is not even about being on the chat, right? It's just about playing your game. I don't care if you never say nothing in the chat other than hitting your opponent, and that's it. That's fine. But there are some guys that's known for making more noise in the chat than playing, which is bugged out to me. You know, we had guys that was known for being a troll. Big Game James is the real deal, bro. Like, I always give him props because, and what y'all fail to realize is that y'all saying the Giants, Big Game James, the Giants wasn't even his first choice last man. But see, guys like Big Game, and there's a few guys like Big Game James, right? Guys like him, they do such a smooth job with playing with what they have that you would think that was the team that they chose. Big Game James ain't never jump in the chat and make a big deal about having the Giants. You understand? That was not his first or second team. It was on his list, but that wasn't his first or second team. Carnage had the Titans on his list, but that wasn't his first or second choice. That was his last choice, right? But you get guys that does such a great job with just the transition and just know how to move and work with what they have and play to their strengths that they make it look like, yo, this is the team I always wanted. But no, that wasn't even the case. That's not the case at all. So, yeah, man, certain type of guys will be rewarded, you know? So, yeah, like, I just saying, man, like, I just know that we have to move a certain way to keep the league running a certain way, right? So what we don't want is to say, yo, WIT was popping up until Madden 23. Yo, I don't know, Madden 24 and Madden 25, yo, WIT just got whack. Nah, we don't want that. We don't want, because the reasons why I condensed the league and no longer doing 3, not just because I don't have time, right? It's not even that. Because I could easily had 3 still and just had like another commission to really run it. But the reason why I didn't want to do 3, because you start cheapening your brand, right? Because when you get 3 leagues, and let's say out of the 3 leagues, majority of your guys can only do 2. That means you got to start filling the holes, and you start putting a bunch of John Does and putting a bunch of dudes that don't even belong, right? Just to fill a void. But in all actuality, you are watering down your brand, because these dudes don't even belong. Yo, it was so many dudes in AGS that I couldn't even tell you where they came from, that it just was like, and at that point, I was just so out of touch with Madden that I didn't even care to even jump in to figure out where they came from, right? Because I was just out of touch. Rocket was pretty much running AGS for me, so I just left it alone. I just stood down. But I seen a lot of stuff that was going on, and that's when I was like, yeah, I'm no longer doing 3 leagues, because you get too many dudes that don't belong. So 2 leagues is what it was. And I feel like 2 leagues, honestly, is all you need. Well, for me, as far as running the league, 2 is good enough. If somebody else decide they want to run a league, then that's on them. But to me, 2 leagues is good enough. Yeah, so as far as team picking too, right? Like, I can't, and I'm not just also going off of who guys like in real life and how long guys been playing with this. Like, to be honest, none of that matters, because some of you guys have been playing with a certain caliber team for a while. But once again, I got to be honest. I got to keep it a thou with y'all, because y'all know I always keep it real. I don't never sugarcoat nothing. Some of you guys who I always give the rights to a team to don't even carry themselves in a way that they should, that they even earn it, right? Like, a lot of guys play in the last minute. A lot of guys is hard to schedule a game with. It's like, yo, come on, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not even saying you're doing nothing wrong, because I understand it's a thing called life, right? This is just a game. This is all for recreation. This ain't that serious. But if I'm going to put, this is just how I am. Anything that I put my name on, I don't care if it is something like this, it has to be done a certain way, right? So anything that I put my name on, it can't just be done any old way if my name is on it, because that's going to follow me. You understand? Only thing you have in this world is your word and your name. See, your name ring bells. So if somebody hear your name, oh, that's dude such and such. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to doing these leagues that we all play for recreation, and I decide that I'm going to have a league, I got to make sure that it's ran a certain way. I can't keep, if I give commissioners the right to their teams first, how the hell am I going to give other guys that's not commissioners rights to team as well, just because they saying, yo, this is my team in real life, or I've been playing with them, and honestly speaking, some of y'all have been playing with certain teams for a while, but then some of y'all also play with other teams. See, y'all gotta remember, y'all probably don't even realize it. We've been playing this league stuff, I want to say about, close to 10 years now. That's how fast time flies. And for 10, let's say we did this league stuff about 8 years. There hasn't been not one dude that's played for 8 years with the same team in every league. Now, you may have played with a certain team majority of the league, but you haven't played. The only person that played with the same team in every league is Bat. But as far as I know from my leagues, there's nobody that just played with one team. Even myself. I've played with not with every team, but I've played every Madden. I've played with a different team. I've played with Jags, Jets, Giants, Eagles, and I'm not even talking about last Madden Eagles. I played with Eagles before we even went to PS5, right? So I've played with Giants, Eagles, Jets, Jags, who else? Seahawks, yo, you name it. I can't even think of all the teams that I've had. The Falcons, I've had them. Like, there's so many teams that I've always chosen, and not even the top tier teams, to the point that some of y'all be telling me, like, yo, bro, I understand you be trying to look out, but yo, you gotta look out for yourself as well. Some of y'all have had vividly told me, yo, bro, you need to start picking top tier teams because you always catering to everybody else. And you be catering to other people more than you do yourself. And you know what? They are 100% correct. I'm guilty of that. And it was all done intentionally because I never wanted nobody to feel like because this my league, I'm always putting me first. Because the one thing that I always felt, in order to have a league, you need the players, right? You don't have a league without players. So I could sit up here, and this is why I always gave y'all props, right? Y'all always tell me a great job that I do as a commissioner, this and that. But what I always do, reciprocate it back to y'all. I say, yo, nah, I appreciate it. But I always say my next rebuttal will always be, nah, it's because of y'all. And it's true. Because guess what? No matter how much of a leader y'all think Why Not is, a commissioner is, if I don't have the users, I don't have no league. You understand? So I always kept that in mind, and I never want nobody to feel like, well, I know Why Not league. If the goddamn if the Washington Commanders was the best team in the league, I didn't want nobody to feel like, oh, well, we know Why Not getting Washington, and next Madden the Steelers was the best team in the league. Oh, we know Why Not getting the Steelers. I never wanted to move like that. See, I want everybody to feel like they got a chance to get something that they can feel happy with. That's what I cared about, right? Because I never want nobody to feel like because this is my league, I'm dictating everything, and nah, man, this ain't that, you know. But I've definitely had dudes reach out and tell me, yo, bro, you should start picking different teams. Don't keep picking these teams like that. Like, start picking top tier teams, you know, just as well you give love to everybody else. Like, look out for yourself. And I agree, and I definitely believe that I am going to start doing that. Now, honestly speaking, I don't know who I'm taking yet. I don't know who I'm taking yet. And there's a good chance that I'm just going to stay with Philly because I had them. But I got to be honest with you. There's other teams that I'm digging. I'm digging the Jags. I'm digging the Bears. And last but not least, who I'm really digging is the Falcons. See, I like certain things, and I don't mind building. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what separates myself and other guys like myself is that we don't cry about, you know, what we don't have, and, you know, oh, my team ain't got that. You know, yo, man, we put our head down and we go to work, right? Because at the end of the day, no matter what team I took, whether it was the Jags before the Jags even got popping, I took the Jags on Madden 22, and the Jags was not the Jags that they are right now. Trevor Lawrence wasn't as good as he is now, and I still was competing with them. See, that's my motto. I believe I got enough confidence in myself that I'm going to compete with anybody, with no matter what team I have. So being that I had that confidence in myself, I really don't be stressing about who I get. You understand? It's really not that big of a deal to me. It's like I'm gonna make it work. And then you know, for you dudes that do get teams that be bottom teams, y'all can't even sit here and say I don't give y'all upgrades. So even the guys that do get teams that's like the lower tier teams, I give y'all upgrades. So I don't even leave y'all hanging. And if anybody that says I'm lying or I'm fronting, please tell me right now. I need somebody to tell me that they had a lower tier team and I did not give them upgrades. Anybody can tell me. And I'm here to tell you, not one person can tell you that. Not one. You know why? Because it's already discussed before anybody even have these teams. It's already said, yo, whoever get this team, they're going to get this, they're going to get that. So I try to look out and spread the wealth to every single person. I don't try to leave nobody out. I don't try to make nobody feel like they bring something less to the league more than anybody else. You know, and I don't try to make nobody feel like they bigger than the league, even including myself. Right? Because if there's one person that can let the league know, yo, it starts with me than everybody else, it would be me, right? Like, but I've never been the type to do no sucker stuff like that. I've never been the type to do no funny edits. Nobody never called me out for doing no foul stuff. Because honestly, I'm a type of dude that I wouldn't even feel right knowing that I jerked wrecked. You understand? So I wouldn't even do that. That's just the type of man that I am. Like, even though it's a video game, if I know I did some bogus stuff and I benefited from that, I wouldn't even be happy about that because I know what I did to get over. It's almost like if I'm playing you one-on-one in the basketball game and you say, yo, game is 12, I'm going to spot you 10 and I win. You think I'm happy about that? You think I'm really bragging about that? Oh, yo, I won. You spotted me 10. Yo, that's on you. Nah, nigga, you ain't spotting me nothing. We both start from zip. Now, mind you, I can know that you nice. I can know that, I'm pretty sure you are gonna win this game. But the type of competitor that I am, I'm still not gonna allow you to spot me anything. Nah, my dude, we gonna play from dub. We gonna play from 0-0. You beat me 12-1, you beat me 12-1. But ain't no spotting me nothing. You understand? That's just how I am on all aspects of life when it comes to competing. So even in the video game, me doing funny stuff in the edits is like me spotting myself. I'm not doing that. I'ma lose my way and I'ma win my way. But what it all boils down to is that it's my way. You understand? So that's just how I am. But we know everybody not like that. And that's fine. I don't need everybody to be like that. But I know there are guys that's like that because I see how they move. Everybody not gonna cry about what they don't have and this and that. Some dudes just gonna make it work. Yo, what's my cap space? All right, cool. Yo, how many picks I got? All right, cool. And then some guys just gonna get out here and start from England. They're gonna start making trades, getting draft picks, and before you know it, that team that nobody wanted, when you look around, they now looking like somebody like, man, this dude got that, he got that. Some dudes just know how to move. You understand? Like, I've never cried about cap space in any league that I was in. You know why? Because I know how to work my cap. I know how to not make trades that's going to backfire on me later on. It's just those type of things, man. So when you know how to move, man, is simple. So, like I was saying, man, we just try to make the league run a certain way, and it all starts from the top, right? If you don't see the commissioner doing no sucker stuff, you shouldn't be seeing nobody else doing sucker stuff, right? I don't look at the fact that because I created the league that I'm better than y'all as far as, I got the right to do this. Nah. What I said about nobody in this league that get a top tier team is getting the top tier team in the other league, that even includes me. I don't think I need to tell y'all that, but in case any of y'all was wondering, like, yeah, all right, let's see who you get. Yeah, that goes for me too. So I'm here to tell you, if I do end up taking the Eagles in here, trust me, in the other league, I will not have any of the top teams that you consider top team. I will not have no Ravens, no Bills, no Chargers, no Bills, no Niners, no Jets. If you look at them like that, none of them type of teams will I have. No Chiefs, right? None of them type of teams will I have if I have any of them teams in this league. I promise you that. So if I'm saying that goes for me, trust me, that goes for everybody else. Right? So if you want to play monkey see, monkey do, nah, cool. I'm gonna give you something to copy. So before you hit me in the DM telling me about anything, just watch what I do. And then you might want to retract what you was even getting ready to type because you see how I moved. So again, I don't know who I want yet. I'm liable to take the Bears and Wit. You understand? I'm telling you, I like the Bears, I like the Falcons, I like a challenge. You understand? And that's just how I am. I just like to take certain things and, it ain't that big of a deal. This ain't for money. This ain't no money league. It's all for fun. It's all for rec. So, it ain't that deep to me at all. Right? So, like I said, how the combined effort of you breaking rules, if you was somebody that wasn't streaming the way you were supposed to, yes, that's going to affect the caliber of teams that you have to play for over here with. If you somebody that quit the other leagues and you did it in a real crazy way, and you quit in playoff games and stuff like that, yes, that too affects how you get handled over here with. I don't care what you did in wit. You know, that doesn't, what you did in WIT doesn't mean, well, this is WIT. I should only be held accountable for what I did in WIT. Nah. If I got 3 leagues and you violated any of my leagues, that holds weight. So let me just put that out there. You understand? And I gotta be honest. The reason why it's disappointing for stuff like that to go on is because y'all never seen me do funny stuff like that. See, if I was some type of lame commish that get up here and say all of this, and then I turn around and then somebody can air me out for saying something that I did, then I understand it. You know, I can respect that more. Because it's like, yo, my dude, I ain't really trying to hear what you saying because you saying all that, but you're doing another thing. See, I can respect that. But if I ain't never do no sucker stuff in none of my leagues, why would y'all do sucker stuff? What I always ask for in the leagues, I always say communication is everything, right? So let me just tell you, Money Mascot didn't play the long haul in WIT. Trey Dog didn't play the long haul in WIT. But you know what both of them did? They both reached out and told me, yo, bro, after this season, I got to tap out, my schedule busy, whatever, right? And I always tell y'all don't even have to tell me why you can't play. Y'all don't got to tell me in detail, yo, I need a reason. This ain't no job. This ain't no job, and I'm the boss of a job, and you telling me you need time off from work, and I'm asking you why. Nah, this ain't that. Only thing you gotta do is tell me, yo, bro, I ain't gonna be able to make this is my last season, schedule hectic. That's it. You ain't gotta get into nothing else. So Trey Dog and Money Mascot, they, besides them being vets in my league, I like the way they move, the way they communicate. See, you don't lose points for communicating. Even if you're the type of dude that you got to give out forced wins, if you communicate that, that's cool. Now, I'm going to be honest, though. If you're the type of dude that you giving out more forced wins than you playing, then that's a problem. But what I'm basically saying is communication is everything. So if you communicate and tell me, yo, cool, ain't nothing to say. But when you get dudes that just break out from a league and don't say nothing, and then you seen what was going on prior to that, you are now leaving me to think what I want to think. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to think. I'm thinking you felt like it got too hot in that kitchen and you couldn't handle it. That's what I'm thinking. You know why I'm thinking that? Because I see how some of y'all moved in other leagues. You know, I seen that. So it's like, all right, cool. Say no more. You know, I'm not going to forget. I'm going to remember. You know, I'm going to remember. And I knew for a fact, I knew that when it came down to the new one, I knew dudes would be acting like, you know, all is well. You know, but we passed that now. You know, then you got the dudes that come and play 1 or 2 seasons and then that's it. They go MIA. Right? They got all this energy for the first season. Second season, you know, they may play a couple of games or they may play majority of the games. And after a couple of lumps upside they dome, that's it. They bail. And I'm not saying this for Madden 23. I'm saying this for Madden 23, Madden 22, Madden 21, Madden 20. I'm telling you what I remember seeing. There are some guys that played in Madden 23 in WIT that probably shouldn't even play. That shouldn't even been allowed to play. You know, but at the end of the day, we gave people, you know, chances to see how they move, and niggas repeated the same thing. Did the same thing over and over. Play a couple of seasons, then bail. So it's like, nah, man, I'd rather get dudes in here that I know that's gonna play for the long haul. You know, that's what it's about, man. We ain't about just putting dudes in because you saying you want to play. Nah, we passed that stage. This ain't no startup league, and we just trying to fill quotas. You know, we ain't about that. So a couple of things I want to get into. You know how at the end of the season, guys always talk about, yo, my guy got downgraded. Can he get back upgraded? For now on, you have to play at least 13 games the season prior to that. You have to play a minimum of 13 games to get that guy back upgraded. If you played 8 games and one of your players got downgraded, you will not get that player upgraded. You got to play a minimum of 13 games to get a downgraded player back to his trade. That's the first thing. The second thing, you know how in Madden 23, it seemed like every offseason there was somebody saying that they didn't get to sign their guy, and then I would put a goat out in the chat, yo, don't touch this player. We're not doing that anymore. There is no more holding players for anybody. For whatever reason, I don't care what the reason is, for whatever reason, you didn't get to sign a guy, yo, you're going to have to bid for him. The same way everybody was bidding for him. There are no more holding guys in free agency. If your guy hit free agency, that's it. You're going to have to bid for him to get him back. And you probably going to have to go hard because you know how it go. Guys overbid like crazy for a player that they really want. I've seen somebody give a wide receiver quarterback money. So if one of your top guys hit the free agency market, good luck on getting them back unless you're prepared to dance with somebody to really go hard to get them back. So like I said, in order for you to get one of your players that's downgraded back upgraded, if you haven't played a minimum of 13 games, you will not get that player back upgraded. If one of your players hit free agency and you didn't get a chance to re-sign him throughout the season, you will have to bid for him like everybody else. The trades must be approved by the commish. Let me say that again. Trades must be approved by the commish. And I'm going to tell you right now, the trades is going to be stricter. It's going to be stricter than what it was in Madden 23. Now, with the exception of guys who know what they're doing, I'm not going to intervene too much. What do I mean? If Money Mascot making a trade with Relly, I'm not going to intervene. If Money Mascot making a trade with Claw, if Bat making a trade with Claw, if Bat making a trade with Pearl, I'm pretty much going to mind my business because these are guys that know what they're doing and these are guys that know how to make it work. Now, if somebody's making a trade with somebody who I feel like don't know what they're doing, I'm intervening. So don't tell me, yo, this is what he asked for. I don't care what he asked for. Obviously, he don't know what he doing. My job is to not let nobody feel like they're getting raped with no Vaseline. That don't apply for the guys that know what they're doing. Because even if I feel like this dude is getting raped, I also know the type of player that this dude is, and I already know, he know what he doing. He gonna make it pop. But for you other guys, nah, I'm not minding my business, right? We get into that. We're gonna get to that. Last Madden, there was a guy that made a trade with somebody. Dude gave him all his picks for a player. Right? Now, when you hear that, you say, well, he gave him all his picks. What's the problem? Well, here's the biggest problem. In all them picks that he got, there was no first round pick included in that. I talked about this when I went live last Madden. Now, let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. I'm not even mad at the dude that gave up his picks and got away with the trade. You know why? Because that's not his business to show you and say, you know, yo, I ain't got a first. If I tell you, I'm gonna give you all my picks, and you say bet, and you don't look to see that I didn't have a first round pick, that's on you. That's on you. That's not on the guy that sent the picks. That's on you for not following up and making sure that you had what you needed. So I'm not even mad at the dude that did it. I'm mad at the dude that accepted it. And after he made the trade, he realized that he took a loss. Yo, it's too late. So this is what I mean by I'm gonna have to intervene and look out for the guys that's really not too trade savvy. That's all it is. It's me looking out for the guys that's not too trade savvy. That's all it is. Now, the tanking. You also, before you start tanking, when I say you have to have played a minimum of 13 games to get your player upgraded, that's also included with the tanking. So, And what I mean by tanking is you just giving your opponents the win. If you play for 40 minutes and you decide to just let your opponent do whatever, that's on you. But there is no, give my opponent the win. You doing it this week, next week, week after. Nah, that we not doing. All right. So that's not gonna fly. So there is no tanking. I don't want to hear about I ain't got no quarterback. There is no tanking. Because there are guys that will play with what they have and literally will play with what they have and make the most of it. They lose. So ain't no tanking. If you feel like you want to tank because you don't like the team, you might as well drop out now because honestly, you're just going to get booted anyway. So there ain't no tanking. So I just wanted to touch base and go over them things with y'all, right? Like I said, there's also been guys that's been, I seen guys keep saying, when we picking teams, and I've also said in the chat, I really don't know why y'all worrying about picking teams when the final cuts haven't been made yet in real life, right? There are going to be a couple of trades. I don't think it's going to be that many trades, but I think there's going to probably be a few trades made. But even besides that, there are definitely going to be some cuts, and they're going to be cuts with some guys that we didn't expect to be cut. So when you think of the Colts, and you see that, you look at Anthony Richardson, and you see they have Jonathan Taylor right now, and you like, I ain't going to front. Like, Colts is a good squad, that quarterback and that running back, and you have every right to feel like that. But I guarantee you, by the time they drop these rosters after the cuts done in real life, if Jonathan Taylor get traded, you are no longer going to feel the same way about that Colts team. And honestly, if I would have waited for you to give me your teams, had you known Taylor was traded, you would have not had the Colts on your list. So this is why I'm saying there's really no need to rush in team picking. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go out and tell you this. If you feel like you want to send me your teams in the DM, feel free. Go ahead. But just know, whatever you send me right now, and you try to go back and change it later on, it's a good chance it's going to be too late. Because what I'm trying to tell you is that, whatever your fourth pick might be somebody else's second pick. So I wouldn't advise anybody to send me teams right now. But hey, if you want to, go ahead, knock yourself out. I'll honor it. I'm not going to tell you, I'm act like I don't see it. Go ahead. If you want to send me your choice to teams, send it to me in the DM. No problem. But I would advise everybody to wait till these roster cuts are made in the NFL. Because even Philly, right? I was looking at Philly roster and I seen that once upon a time they had Greedy Williams. Greedy Williams is no longer there. So it went from looking like you was going to have Greedy Williams and Ringo as, some young cornerback pieces to build over there, to now Greedy Williams is gone. So just like that secondary looked kind of different. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And we all know everybody likes Greedy Williams when it comes to Madden. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if Greedy Williams is in free agency right now, and you look at a team like, let's say the Bears, right? The Bears don't even have, the Bears' number one corner is Jalen Johnson, right? I could go show you that right now. The Bears' number one corner is Jalen Johnson, right? 81 overall, 89 speed. A lot of y'all hate that because he got 89 speed. A lot of y'all just infatuated with speed, right? All of a sudden, if Greedy Williams ended up on the Bears, I promise you the Bears is going to look more attractive with Greedy Williams on this team than without him. I'm just telling you because I know how guys move when it comes to Madden and certain type of players. And I'm not even trying to like make fun of you or anything for it. I get it. Let me just add that in. I get that. But that's adding to my point on saying that's why guys should wait. I feel like guys should wait because you never know. Guys that's in free agency right now may get picked up. Guys that you look at on rosters right now may get cut. Nobody, Miles Jack gone too. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. Miles Jack gone. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like those are two guys. If those two guys are on free agency still and we start this league up, I bet you those be one of the, I bet you they probably be the first cornerback and linebacker taken off. I bet you that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Those type of guys add stuff to a team. So with that being said, it's like I don't feel like there's a need to rush. I feel like it's best to wait it out and see how this go. Who saw Isaiah Simmons going to the Giants? I sure didn't. I mean, I don't know if the Giants was in cahoots days before, but I didn't hear nothing about Isaiah Simmons going to the Giants. To me, that literally came from left field. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't expect nothing to come from that at all. I didn't expect that, but guess what? It happened. So yes, the Giants was a team that people was already. Oh, Jack retired? Okay, I didn't even know that. So yes, the Giants was a team that people was talking about. But here's my point, because I can't remember who, but somebody in the chat said the Giants was already, people was already talking about the Giants. Yeah, they was. But here's the point that I'm making. If you had 5 people that was already screaming Giants, I'm telling you, the fact that they got Isaiah Simmons, that's now going to be doubled. And that's a promise. Just because Isaiah Simmons went over there, the Giants have now gained double the popularity that they had prior to getting Isaiah Simmons. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. Honestly, I'm looking at the Giants. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, for me, I don't know where I'm going. The Falcons. I'm heavy on the Falcons. I'm heavy on the Falcons. I like the fact that they got A.J. Terrell, a superstar cornerback. I like the fact that they got Jesse Bates, a superstar safety. I like the fact they got Kyle Pitts, a superstar tight end. I like the fact that they got the young boy, Bijan. You know what I mean? So I like the pieces that they have over there. Now the quarterback, we know Ritter. We know Ritter ain't no stud. You know what I mean? But he's definitely somebody that you can play with until you get a quarterback, or you can build them up. I think he's a star development, if I'm not mistaken. So for me, I know a lot of guys probably not looking at the Falcons, but I think the Falcons is definitely a team that can be played with and you could do some things with. Jags, another team that I like. So like I said, for me, I got different teams that I'm checking out. I don't know who I want, but I'll have it figured out sooner than later. But I'm not gonna hold you. I definitely got to see how who get cut. I got to see who get cut and see how that shake out. But yeah, man. So like I said, man, keep in mind we shaking this thing up with people playing with teams. Because bottom line, if you nice and you really feel like you one of them type of dudes, you shouldn't really be tripping on getting top teams like that. You should be tripping on you believe in your skills, your talent, your ability to build a team, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna make it work with whatever. The reason why I don't have no trades the first season is because honestly, everybody that's in the first season might not make the second season. Y'all know how that go. There might be somebody that quit. There might be somebody that get booted. So at least if any of those two things happen, at least the replacement don't have to worry about that person got rid of pieces that they would have liked to have or that they would have never got rid of. So that's why I felt like, nah, first season, there's no trades. Play with what you got. Now, there will be upgrades given to certain teams. I can tell you right now, off the top of my head, the Rams is definitely getting upgrades. I think the Rams probably got one of one of the lower tier rosters on the game. But at the same time, though, they definitely got two pieces over there that could bring in some picks that could turn that team around tremendously. So it's all about knowing. It's all about knowing what you got to do. That's all it is. But yeah, we spreading this thing around, man. Everybody got to feel like they get a chance. Cause think about it. If you keep giving the same guys every Madden, the same caliber teams, where does that leave other people? Guys gonna feel like they're never gonna have a shot to get certain type of teams. They're gonna come into every Madden thinking, well, damn, I know I'm only gonna be able to pick from these teams because they're gonna go to these other guys. Nah, that's got to change, and that's why in my other league, in Legal Money League, no commissioners is getting first dibs on the team, because we really got to spread this thing around. Because I just feel like you don't want nobody to feel like they never going to have opportunity. And don't get me wrong, again, it all depends on who you are. It all depends on what you bring to the league as far as how you moved in the league. All of that plays a role. I'm not just saying because you're in the league, you're going to get a chance. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a criteria that's involved. And I don't want guys that feel like, yo, but I meet the criteria, but I still ain't getting the opportunity. I'm saying for them type of guys, I don't want them guys feeling like that. So nah, we ain't doing that. So in the Legal Money League, nobody is getting the team held out for them. And dare I say, not even Bat. Bat will not have no Ravens in the Legal Money League. Bat will not have, Bat got the Ravens in Wit. Bat will not have Bills in Legal Money League. You understand? So in case you guys wondering, what about Bat? What about Bat? Bat also. If I'm telling you I won't have a top tier team in Legal Money, if I have a top tier team over here, I'm saying nobody else will neither. You can have a top tier team over here and a team that got talent in the other one. I'm not saying anybody that got a top tier team in Wit going to have a bottom tier team in League. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that, you name the top 3 teams, and I'm saying there will not be a user who got top 3 teams in both leagues. That I'm promising you now. And again, if you did not make the cut in Wit, doesn't mean that you won't get a spot in Legal Money League. Just want to put that out there as well. But the reason why we moving like this, because we no longer interested in just putting anybody down that say they want to be down. This ain't no league. We ain't treating this league like this is a goddamn G League. This ain't a G League. This the big boy league. You understand? So anybody just can't get in just cause. You gotta be moving a certain way to get down. And again, I'm not even talking about your user skills. It's not even about that. Because you could be somebody that missed the playoffs most of the time, but you still carry yourself dope for the league. You understand? That's what I mean by, certain type of dudes. It ain't about if you nice. I don't care about if you nice. How are you for the league? Are you good for the league? All right, cool. Say less. So, yes, I'm going to be doing fifth quarter in the leagues. I'm going to be doing that. That's why I say I'm naming the other league Legal Money, because I'm using the YouTube Premium and all that. Y'all know what YouTube Premium is, but I'm going to be getting billed for all that on my business card. So, like I said, all that is tax write-offs. So I had to figure out a way how to incorporate Madden into my world to make it pay off, and that's what I came up with. So yeah, we still gonna be doing fifth quarters. Yeah, we listen, we look on making the league better than what it just was. We looking forward to all of that. I keep telling y'all, as far as the fifth quarter, y'all don't always need me to get on and do the fifth quarter. I've told all the commissioners that last Madden. I said, yo, man, y'all can get on and do the fifth quarter. You don't need me to get on it. Even if you feel like, yo, nah, I like the way you do it. All right, cool. But that don't mean that you can't do it. So just get on and give it a shot. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing fifth quarters. Absolutely, I'm gonna be doing fifth quarters. So, we're gonna get back to this thing. Uh, the league, as far as when the league gonna start, I don't have no start date. I gotta be honest, I don't have a start date. But my guess is not too long after the NFL start. Let them get the bugs out the game and stuff first. I got to remember this game just came out. You don't want to rush. Like we already know Madden be on some funny stuff. Look what happened to us last Madden. We played what 2 seasons, and then we had to drop the league. 2 or 3 seasons we played, then we had to start all over. Let them get the bugs out. Let's not be in a rush. To do things, and then we get caught up looking silly. So let's take our time. You dudes gonna be playing anyway. Y'all gonna be playing pickup games and putting it in the chat or whatever. Some of y'all might even join other leagues that's starting early. Like, feel free to do what you want. But I feel like over here we gotta start what we feel like is the best time to start. So I'm looking forward to the league. And again, if I haven't done so, let me make sure I do so before I end this. Let me give a shout out to each and everybody that was in with last Madden. Let me give a shout out to each and everybody that played till the wheels fell off last Madden. You guys is what keep WIT going. You understand? So I just gotta pay homage. I just gotta throw that in the mix and acknowledge that, man. Like, you dudes do a wonderful job on making sure the league run. So can't take nothing away from that at all. I salute y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I look forward. Like I said, I look forward to the league continuing to be fun, but just improving the areas we need to improve on. That's all. Uh, Other than that, man, like, I'm still. Oh yeah, I'm still doing the Madden 23 awards. I didn't forget about that. I actually was going to do it today, but it's already 1 o'clock over here in the East Coast, so I'm not going to do that tonight. But I'm definitely going to have the Madden 23 awards done before we start the new league, and I'll probably end up getting that done sometime this week. But I'll go at the chat and let the chat know. You know, yeah. So we're gonna have the third annual Madden Awards. I think that's something that's pretty fun. Give people little props and shout outs and acknowledgments from the work that they put in throughout that Madden era, whether it was 22, 23, or whatever. So yeah, this one, whatever we're going to do, is going to be Madden 23 awards. We're definitely going to do that. Haven't forgot about that at all. And just do me a favor too. If you plan on just playing in WIT, let me know. Right? So when I start putting a list together for Legal Money League, um, I won't write you down, and you be taking up a spot for somebody else. So I'm gonna go at that in the chat too. If you just plan on playing in WIT, just give me a heads up. So when I start putting this list together for guys in Legal Money League, I know not to write your name. So I don't want nobody to have a spot taken that they shouldn't have took. So I'll be going live again before we start the league up, and look, man, don't get caught up in just looking at one team. There's a lot of talent scattered around. So take your time, look at different stuff in these rosters. I guarantee you there's something you'll find in every roster that you'll like. It's just a matter of what you want to do about it, what you want to do with it. But take your time, man. Spread it around. You know, Spread it around. Think about it. Play with certain teams. You might play with a certain team and you might like certain players, and you might be like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of digging this team. So you got nothing but time. Don't be in a rush to just have your mind set on one team. So, but other than that, man, appreciate your time. And like I said, I will be going live again. I will be doing the Madden Awards very, very, very soon. Like I said, my guess is sometime this week, most definitely. And whatever I didn't cover on here that I meant to cover, I will absolutely cover on the next time I go live. Other than that, I'm gonna peek at these rosters for a couple of minutes. I haven't even played a game yet. Honestly, I haven't played Madden in months, so I gotta get I gotta get back in the swing of things. So But for now, I'm just looking at rosters and stuff and little practice mode stuff, and just getting my feet wet. But outside of that, I haven't figured out when it's time to really get to it. But I'll see y'all in the next. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next live. I'm Ghost, in case you didn't hear me.